Okay, let's talk a bit about tools for drawing comics. What is the best paper? What is the best pen for drawing comics? It's the one that you use, that you pick up. I'm sort of agnostic about the medium. However, this semester I want you to draw. Students have heard me talk about how important drawing is. I believe the person who can draw can always find work in industry to visualize other people's ideas quickly for them. So comics skills are a great way to do that. Now, as far as paper goes, this is a good chance to get a tablet of Bristol board. This one is larger, 11 by 14. You find a 9 by 12, that'll be fine for our purposes. And it also fits on a flatbed scanner if you've got one handy. Don't get the pre-printed comic pages that you can get from suppliers. We're not necessarily working in that format, and that's overkill. So just get either good Bristol board, or you can use drawing paper from previous classes. Hope it's heavy enough that you can erase without damaging the paper. As far as pens go, if you've got a pen and ink from a previous class, you're welcome to use that. If you've got a favorite pen that's black, you can use that. A lot of artists like technical drawing pens, like a rapidograph. So here's a chance to investigate those. Those have a very uniform tip, and you can get different tips for them. Some personal favorites of mine are the Uniball, and this is the micro size in black. I do a lot of drawing with that, a lot of comics drawing, because I do it in class. Don't tell anybody. But sometimes while my students are working, I'll be doing a comic. I found a pen a while ago, Staples Strata, which has a nice flowing ink to it. You might want to try that. And there's the old standby of a Sharpie. And these are good for filling in big black areas. Also consider using a brush and ink for filling in black areas. And we'll be looking at various stylists who have done that very well. So I've penciled a couple of panels. Opening splash panel with a title and a character. You notice I didn't do them very ornately. I consider the penciling stage as just getting your first idea down to draw it, to complete it. I tend to make a whole bunch of notes on various comics ideas that I have. I haven't drawn them all yet. I suppose it's a good thing to have more ideas than I've drawn. The alternative of not knowing what to draw and what you want to draw sounds more frightening to me. But anyway, I'll start inking this panel. So what I've done is inked it, the lettering with the Uniball. I added that outline to the letters as well. And then I took the Sharpie and I added a background. I have not yet inked the cardinal in the first panel, and I also haven't erased the penciling. You can see a little bit of it behind the word today. Okay, I've finished inking the first panel. You'll see I used that other pen and used the Sharpie as well for some background. I also cleaned up the pencil lines from it. I began the lettering in the second panel. Now, you see I put some guidelines down in pencil, and I penciled it, but I avoided the novice's mistake of drawing the balloon in ink and then stuffing the letters into it. That always looks really shabby and slack. If you're having lettering in a comic, if you're having words, text, you gotta give it its due. Give it enough space. So I emphasized the name Sleepy. That'll be the character's name. And I went over that. May have to go touch up the letters again with the Uniball as well. So that's cartoon lettering. You're welcome to use fonts. There are cartoon fonts that are free and downloadable. I'll get a list up online sometime, and you can put them in with Photoshop or similar graphics tool. But the point is, make sure your lettering is readable and it serves your comic. So I'll finish inking this. Okay, I've finished inking the girl with the Strata pen. Notice how I didn't use too many tight details. I wanted the reader to know she's lying in bed